Let's go then. All right, can you guys hear me all right? Yes? Awesome. So good morning, good morning. My thought for you the day before Valentine's Day is on the Anandakanda. The Anandakanda, the wish-fulfilling tree, or the roots of bliss, they say. And this is a small chakra, or a smaller chakra that actually sits right below the heart chakra, right? And so there's a place in us that is, we're told, there's a place in the heart actually that is where the Jiva Atman, right, our living kind of divine energy, our spark of divinity actually lives. And so they say the heart chakra is a place where there's no beginning and there's no end, right? It's unstruck. Nothing gets it going. It's just simply there. It's always been there. And right below that, there is this smaller chakra that is dedicated to this image or to this reality of a tree, a wish-fulfilling tree. And the roots of that bliss as though they're spreading out through our entire being, right? So we have the opportunity, I've been saying, a little earlier this week, I was saying that the idea of the heart and there being this experience of bliss or this experience of love is that we can have it on the physical level, physical pleasure, physical craving, physical, all of that. But if we don't add this spiritual dimension to it, then we always feel like we're left lacking, right? There's a beginning to that physical experience of pleasure and there's an end to it. And that's what makes us suffer, right? That's what the definition of it is, basically, is that we're chasing the beginnings and the endings. So the heart chakra, with this layer of the spiritual understanding added to it, right, means that we have this unending experience of bliss, this unending experience of being fulfilled just as we are, right? And so instead of chasing the partners, chasing the things, chasing the whatever it is that we think that's going to bring us that pleasure and make us feel the way we want to feel, we drop into, from the heart to that chakra, the wish fulfilling tree. We fulfill ourselves, right? We fulfill our own desires. We fulfill our own need to be in that state of unendingness, right? No more chasing. So comfortable seat if you're not there already, the wish fulfilling tree. And it's funny that it's actually said that the heart chakra is very much influenced by what's happening in your navel, right? So how much fire there is or isn't in your navel, how much energy there is or isn't in the actual presence that you have in your life, the way that you act influences your heart. Either makes it lighter or makes it heavier. So with the eyes closed, please just focus on the breath in your belly. This concept of unendingness, that there is no beginning to your bliss and there's no end. So there's not this moment where you suddenly find it as though it didn't exist. But there is how you use the energy that is yours to fulfill this embodiment, to fulfill that experience of yourself, that you are so much yourself that you have no more desires for anything else. You just want to be you. So you breathe into the belly and start to turn that into a 3-part breath. So the breath moves on the inhale through the belly, middle ribs, into the upper chest, getting taller. And then exhale, stay tall, but let the breath go. And then inhaling again all the way down into the belly, through the middle ribs, into the upper chest. You get taller on the inhale. And then exhale, you let everything release. And continue breathing into the belly, middle ribs, upper chest. And exhaling, release. One more breath into the belly, middle ribs, upper chest. As you exhale and release, drop your attention down to the space of the heart, wherever you imagine your heart chakra to be, right in that physical center of the chest. Drop your attention down just a tiny bit lower. And imagine there that there is this beautiful tree. They say it sparkles like gems. And from that tree, there are these long, luminous roots that extend out like the arteries and the veins and the nerves of your body. It extends out to every corner of you. This is the wish fulfilling tree. So whatever you put in front of it, whatever desires you express in front of it, as the fulfillment of those desires begin to spread. The energy of that desire already fulfilled begins to spread. So there's no such thing as a wish that cannot be granted. So in front of that tree, make a wish and make an offering. What you offer can be your devotion, it can be your love, it can be everything that you think is wrong with you. But put something in front of that tree that you let go of. You energize that desire, you energize that energy that is the will, right? Your belly. It is the will for that fulfillment to be real and for it to be something that you live. It's not a dream outside of you, it's something that you live. Even if you have no words for what your desire is and you have no words for what your offering is, let that space of the heart crack open so that what you hide beneath the surface, who you really are, starts to seep out through those roots. One more deep breath. And then bringing the hands together in front of the heart center, palm to palm. We'll open with the sound of Om. Deep breath in. Let the eyes float open. Nice, you guys. You can release your hands. Bring your hands to your knees, your thighs. Start to circle your torso. Nice big circles. The Anandakanda, the roots of bliss. Literally, that concept or that experience is built into you. But we have to energize it, right? Because it sits in the background beneath the heart chakra. We don't even notice it most of the time. When we teach the chakras, we don't even mention it. Take your torso the other way. So if we forget to actually energize or put energy behind feeling fulfillment or feeling that what we want, what we really desire is something that we can live in our life exactly as it is. If we don't put energy behind that, then it seems like it doesn't occur. It's not gifted to us from the outside. It's gifted to us from the inside. Come back to stillness, please. Good. Stretch the arms up alongside your ears. Interlace your fingers, press the heels of the hands up towards the sky. Deep breath in. And then as you exhale, bring the arms forward, straight up from the chest. Push back through your rib cage, round. Good. And then as you inhale, lift up, stretching the arms up overhead, pushing through the pinky fingers. Exhale, round again, pressing out through the back of your ribs. Push out from the center of your chest, from the center of your heart. Good. Then inhale, come all the way back up, reaching through the side armpits. Nice, Judy. And then one more time, exhale, bring the arms forward, round back, push out through your arms. Good. And then come all the way up, arms to the sky, deep breath in, hold it at the top of the breath. And then as you exhale, stretch the arms all the way out and down. So you're reaching through the whole extension of your arms and fingers all the way down to the floor. Good. And then bring yourself forward to hands and knees. Nice. Do a little cat and cow, inhaling, lifting the chest and the tail, exhaling, curling and rounding. Good. Nice, you guys. I was also telling the story earlier this week about what happens to Kama, right? The Indian or the yogic version of Cupid. what happens to him as it loses his physical form, right? And he becomes only the spirit, the energy, right? The behind the scenes of love. And it happens because, kama is said to be pleasure, right? It's not just divine love, it's physical love, it's physical desire, it's physical craving. Like that's very much what kama is. Come back to stillness, please. Stretch your right arm out wide to the right. Slide behind your left wrist, right shoulder finds the floor, turn your gaze and walk the left arm forward to straight. Good. But kama gets involved with this scheme, right, to try and get Shiva, the god Shiva, to come out of meditation and to fall in love or to fall in lust with Parvati, who does eventually become his wife. But he gets involved with this plot, right, that he's going to shoot Shiva with his arrow of desire and get Shiva to, come out of meditation and marry this girl. And of course it backfires, right? He shoots Shiva with his arrow, but Shiva being Shiva, the perfect meditator, the place of complete fulfillment already, is unimpressed, right? He's not moved by that. Come back up to center, hands and knees. And then go the other way. Take your left arm out and wide. Slide behind your right wrist. Left shoulder finds the floor. Turn your gaze. Take the right arm forward overhead. Good. Pressing into your shin so you're still feeling the whole length of your spine. Pressing into your right fingertips. You get a little lift through your armpit. Good. But Shiva is so irritated, right? He gets shot by this arrow and he gets disturbed from his meditation, from his place of, perfect contemplation. And he's so annoyed that he opens his third eye and gazes at kama. And the third eye that only sees the truth and destroys everything else, basically destroys kama's physical form. He's gone. And the gods freak out because they say, well, the whole world can't live without desire. We can't do it. That nothing will procreate, nothing will grow. There will be no energy to move anything, as everything will just wither and die. We need desire. Do something about this. So Shiva restores kama's form, but not his physical form. He's only the spiritual form. Come back up to hands and knees. So he becomes the behind the scenes. Good. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Take your right leg up and back behind you, down dog split. Bend the knee, kick your heel in towards your butt, and then stack the right hip on top of the left, open. Make little circles with that knee. So wake up pelvis. Good. Watch that your left heel is not falling open as you do that. So squeeze the left heel in towards the midline of your mat and pull back on the top of that left thigh. Good. So the metaphor we always say is that kama got basically a spiritual makeover, right? Is that whatever was untrue or unclear or limited about that experience of desire or love, however you want to phrase it, was burned away. And what was left is the awareness of how to have desire, but not to be confused by it, not to be chasing craving, how to be really fulfilled. Lift that hip nice and open, 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 open. Good. Watch that that left hip, Lisa, that it doesn't fall open. There you go. And then send that knee facing the floor. Step your right foot between the hands, lunge. Good. Drop the back knee, please. Inhale both arms to the sky, Anjaneyasana. Beautiful. And then take your hands to your heart center, please. Your hands come to your heart center. Lift your chest up into your hands. Good. And pull back on your upper elbows or pull back on your upper arms, your armpits. So you're squeezing back and then lift your chest up and squeeze your legs together. Get a little taller. Lift your collarbones up towards the ceiling. So you're taking a back bend here, but you're completely pulling from the middle of your spine. So belly in, navel in, and lift your chest higher and then pull those armpits back and then lift your sternum up towards the ceiling even more and squeeze those muscles of the back. Good. One more breath. Good, Stacy, keep your hips forward so your knee stays over your ankle. Nice, you guys stretch the arms all the way up alongside the ears, really pulling through the side body. Beautiful. And then release the hands down to the floor. Nice job. Lift your back knee up, please. Good, and then drop the back heel, baby toe parallels back of your mat. Come into warrior two. Cartwheel the arms up overhead. Straight out from the shoulders. Good. Nice, you guys. Turn your palms up towards the ceiling, please. And then bend your elbows, place your fingertips to the tops of your shoulders and make little circles with your elbows. Good. And again, you're not just circling the elbows, but I want you to feel this as a movement of the two shoulder blades, like two wings, right? That you're actually moving that whole area of the upper back behind your heart. So don't just wiggle your elbows, move your whole back of your heart. Nice. Good. Then come back to stillness. Elbows lift just a little bit higher. Stretch the arms out straight. Yep. And then right arm, that's your front arm, wraps around your lower back. So reach around to find that outer left hip and then lean towards the front of your mat with your right shoulder. Take your left arm over your ear. So it's like you're in side angle pose, but with that right arm wrapped behind you. Good. So you got to squeeze the feet towards each other. Front knee is still over the ankle. I know. Turn that left rib cage open towards the sky. Yeah. Good, Stacy. Nice, Diane. Nice, Victoria. Good. And then unwind the arms, come all the way back up, warrior two. Straighten your front thigh, please. Squeeze the feet towards each other. Drop your left hand down your back thigh. Right arm comes up, so like a reverse triangle. And pull that right hip point up, 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 up off of your thigh. Good. Nice, you guys. And then come all the way back up, arms wide. Keep the legs straight. Extend that right rib cage forward towards triangle. Good. And then pause there. And then take the left arm over the ear as well. So both arms reaching towards the top of your mat. Pull that low belly in. Pull your low rib cage in. Good. And then sweep that right arm underneath your ear so it's reaching towards out straight from your chest. You're crisscrossing the arms. So the underneath arm, yeah, pulls forward. Yeah. And twist a little deeper. Good. So that right arm, Diane and Lynn, should be reaching straight out from the center of your chest. So towards the center of the room. There you go. Yep. Pull, pull, pull. One more breath. Good. And then unwind everything. Bend that right knee again. Back to warrior two. Beautiful. Arms to the sky. Left hand holds your right wrist. Lean to the back of your mat. Reverse warrior. Good. Nice, you guys. Keep that front thigh moving forward. Yeah, nice, Marla. And then come all the way back up to center, please. Good. Release the hands down to the floor. Spin your back heel up and come back to downward facing dog. Good. Bend both knees in your down dog. Cat cow your spine. Good. Nice, you guys. So the Anandakanda becomes much more energized when what we were asking for is not a simple craving. Right? It's not something that we're chasing in the physical and saying, if only I could have this, I'd believe that I was everything that I should be. The Anandakanda becomes energized when we are making wishes that are from that deeper place of our spiritual heart. It says, what I wish to feel about myself, what I wish to feel about the world, what I wish to feel about my life is this, not just what I would like to have. Although certainly those wishes can be granted too. Just be careful, right? Those are the ones that we always have to say, be careful what you wish for, because the acts that have to happen for you to get it might not please you. Go ahead, come back to stillness, please. Come up on the tippy toes of the feet, stretch your legs to straight. Good, pull up, navel in. Beautiful. And then slide forward to plank pose from that lifted position. Bring your shoulders forward and keep pushing the floor away. Keep your armpits lifting up. Collarbones up, sternum up, throat up. Nice. And then stay that lifted, start to lower down to your belly, coming through knees if you need, but see if you can keep that feeling of resisting the floor until the last second. Really good, Stacy. Good. Point the toes back behind you, please. Rise up, cobra, lift head, neck, and chest. Good. Nice, Susan. And then come back downward facing dog. Beautiful, you guys. Left leg comes up and back behind you, down dog split. Bend the knee, kick your heel in towards your butt, stack the left hip on top of the right, and then start to make circles with that knee. Good. Nice, you guys. Seed sound of the heart is Hrim, H-R-I-M. So another name for this chakra where there is the wish fulfilling tree is the Hrit chakra, H-R-I-T. I just like that name, Anandakanda, that the roots of bliss You are rooted in bliss. It's already moving through you. You just have to energize it. Good. Lift and open that hip. So stack, squeeze the heel in, foot flexed. Good. And then point the knee down towards the floor, please. Step the left foot between the hands, lunge. And then drop the back knee to the floor, Anjaneyasana. Use a blanket there if you'd like. Inhale both arms to the sky. Good. So you find the lift of the side body there first, and then bring your hands to your heart center and just work that energy of back bending. So squeeze the feet towards each other. So already it feels like maybe you can pull your pelvis away from the floor a little bit more. And then the low belly pulls in, your hip points lift up. And from your navel, again, draw in and up, lengthen your spine, and start to tilt the sternum up towards the ceiling. Good. And keep drawing those armpits back. So your hands are pressed together, but your armpits pull back. So again, you're engaging that shoulder blade energy from the front of the body. So squeeze it back, heart high, heart high, heart high. Good. Keep going. Keep leaning back as your chest comes up and squeeze the feet towards each other. Good. Really nice, Lisa. Beautiful, Marla. Nice, Andy. Nice, Dana. Stretch the arms up alongside your ears. Again, get longer because the arms are lifted. And then come all the way back up. Really good. Release the hands down to the floor. Lift the back knee, please. Back heel comes flat. Baby toe parallels back of your mat. Come into warrior two. Shoulders come over the hips. Arms are wide. Good. Turn your palms to face up towards the ceiling. Again, bend the elbows, fingertips to the tops of the shoulders. Make little circles with your elbows. Go the other direction from what you did before. And if you're not sure what that is, whatever your first instinct was, do the opposite. Good. And remember, you're moving the whole shoulder blade. So don't just move your elbows, as you want to feel that you are rotating the arm bones, you're rotating the shoulder blades around the space of your upper back. Nice, you guys. It's a tricky thing to feel like you are embodying your own fulfillment and that nothing is actually necessary for you to, or nothing is actually necessary to be added to you to be able to feel that. That's the trickiness of the heart chakra, right? It's unstruck. Nothing needs to be added. Good. Come back to stillness, elbows lift. Take your arms out wide. Good. And then reach that left arm around to the back, around your lower back. There you go, reaching to the outer right hips. Lean forward, left shoulder, rib cage comes forward, right arm comes over the ear. So it's like you're doing side angle pose, but that front arm is wrapped around your lower spine. Good. Keep rotating the right rib cage up towards the ceiling. Keep pressing the front knee just a little bit wider. So Diane, knee goes a little wider. Good, Victoria. Nice, you guys. Beautiful. And then bring yourself all the way back to warrior two, please. Straighten the front thigh. Good. And pull that left hip point up, up, up. As you drop the right hand down your back thigh, left palm spins up and back. Take the reverse triangle position. And again, pull up through that left hip point. Lift it up off of your thigh. And then squeeze your feet towards each other. So you're decompressing the thigh bone and the pelvis. Good. And then come back to arms, letter T. Yeah, shoulders on top of the hips. Extend through that left rib cage, coming into triangle. So reach as long as you can. Good. And then pause halfway. Sorry, don't come all the way into triangle. Just pause halfway. And then take the right arm over the ear as well. So both arms are extending out in front of you. Good. So you find that full reach, make sure your front knee is staying just a little bit soft at the back. And then that left arm underneath you comes crisscross. So it comes underneath you, stretching straight out from the chest. Good. There you go. Parallel to the floor. Awesome. And then you're using that energy to pull through that arm to open your right rib cage more. So you're not just placing the arm there for fun. Is that it's an energetic line. It's an energetic pull. So twist your ribs open because your arms are moving in that direction. Good. And then bring yourself all the way back to warrior two. Bend that front knee. Good. Arms come to the sky, please. Right hand holds your left wrist and then lean to the back of your mat. Reverse warrior. Good. So just switch your hands, Stacy, so that your back hand is reaching for the front hand. Good. Nice, nice, nice. Beautiful, Marla. And then come all the way back up to center, please. Arms are wide and release the hands down to the floor. Good. Spin your back heel up. Beautiful. Step back to downward facing dog. It's the name of the pose. Beautiful. Bend your knees deeply. Cat cow your spine. Good. Nice, you guys. Keep the knees bent a lot. There you go. So the energy of the pelvis, of course, is the seat of our more physically rooted pleasure, physically rooted enjoyment, right? It's how your body enjoys embodiment, basically. Where is your joy in this experience of having this body and this mind and this life that's full of whatever it's full of? Because if there's not a freedom there, then the heart might be able to feel very fulfilled, but that physical experience of fulfillment might be missing. Good. Come back to stillness, please. Stretch the legs to straight. Pull your hips high to the sky, up on your tippy toes. Squeeze everything in, rib cage in. Good. And then slide forward to plank pose from that feeling of lift. Pull your armpits forward and then hug your arms up. Instead of dropping your chest down, pull your arms up. And again, sternum to the top of your mat, throat up. Nice. Now maintain that, lower down slow. Good. All the way to your belly. You can use the knees if you need. Beautiful, Marla. Really good, Stacy. Good, Lisa. Good, Susan. Point the toes, please. Rise up, cobra. Head, neck, and chest. Good. And then release back to your belly, please, and stay. You can make a pillow with your hands if you'd like, or turn one cheek to the side. And breathe consciously into the back of the body. So again, like that 3-part breath where you breathe down into the base of your belly, into the base of your abdomen, pressing into the floor, and then into your middle ribs, and then into your upper chest. And so now there's a different sensation of where the pressure is and where the freedom is. So breathe into where there is space, which is the back of the body, instead of pushing into where the pressure is in the front. Let yourself breathe into space. Good. You can use that seed sound stream anytime. It doesn't have to be a formal mantra. We get into that trap with our practice sometimes that we think it has to be very formal for it to be effective. It doesn't. Our practice, the inner practice, is exactly that. It's sitting in front of your own heart and saying, what is my truest desire and what am I willing to offer to fulfill that desire? Right? And it's not a trade. I have to give something away to get something that I want. It's what energy am I willing to put into embodying the things that I truly desire. I truly want to be, truly want to have, truly want to feel. Turn your cheek to the other side if you haven't already. So it's all about how you are taking those inner desires and embodying them or not. Or how much you believe that something needs to be added to your life in order for them to really be fulfilled, that your bliss depends upon someone else and something else. So we meditate on the heart chakra to understand this concept of being unstruck. No beginning, no end. And your bliss is already built in. You don't need anything else. But we get triggered. Our bliss gets triggered by others. That experience of love and connection gets triggered by others and by what we do. So that's the belly energy. You're either participating fully and energizing your heart, or maybe you're not. Maybe you're doing too much or too little. But to sit in front of your own heart and be fully honest and acknowledge your truest desires and make an offering. This is what I will use to feed my bliss. And it can be everything that you think is wrong with you. And it can be everything that you think is the best of you. We're asked to put it all in front of that divine spark, that divine self. Good. Stretch your arms out wide, letter T, still on your belly. Start to roll onto your right side, onto your right hip. That right arm is going to be reaching back behind you. So it's just a shoulder stretch. Good. Left hand can be in front of you for balance, or you can place it wherever you'd like. If that top foot wants to step back behind you, you're welcome to do that, or you can keep the hips stacked. Good. It's a little bit of a deeper opening if you step the foot back behind you and start to open the pelvis. Now suddenly you're all like, oh, I want to do that. I like to push myself deeper. Breathe into your armpit chest. That's where it's more important. Good. You can use the sound stream at any moment. Just let it become part of your breath. So it's bringing the attention of your mind to the energy of your heart, even if it's subtle and you don't think that it's going to be very miraculous in the moment, doesn't matter. You're syncing up, putting the attention of the mind on the heart. And that means that those roots feed into the mind a little bit stronger. That energy moves a little bit stronger. It's as simple as that. Good. Nice, you guys. Roll back onto the belly, please. So release that side. Then we'll go to the other side. So the left arm is straight out from the left shoulder. Start to roll onto your left hip. Again, palm is facing the floor. Good. And only go as far as your shoulder and chest reasonably wants to go, can go. So don't push in this position. Just let the weight of your body and the floor do the work. And again, the top foot can step back behind you if you'd like. Knee can be bent if you want to bring the foot flat. Good. Whatever variations you guys are doing look great. And again, the right hand, the other hand can be wherever it needs to be for support. Beautiful. We all love to talk about the heart chakra. We love it in theory, but to actually sit in that energy and to admit to yourself, right? That's 3/4, if not more, of the practice of yoga, is to simply admit to yourself that you are more than what you habitually think you are. So to say, I am unstruck. I need nothing added to me for my perfection to be clear, for my fulfillment to be made, to be felt. It's a tough one. The mind argues. Good. And then slowly release, please, unwinding, coming back to your belly. Good. On your belly, forehead to the floor, stretch your arms reaching back in the direction of your feet, palms facing down. And then pressing through the front edge of your pelvis. So you're drawing the hip points forward and up. So there's a little hollowing of the low belly. Draw your low rib cage in and then float your legs up off the floor. Good. Press into your fingertips, lift head, neck, and chest as well, but pull up from your low ribs first. You're not pushing the ribs forward. Good. Chest up, chest up, chest up, throat up. Good. And then float the hands up off the floor as well. So you come into that full locust position. Beautiful. And then bend the knees, kick your heels, and do not reach for your feet. Just lift your arms higher as though you were to reach for your feet or your ankles. Good. Chest up, chest up, chest up, thighs up, thighs up, thighs up. Navel in, ribs in. Beautiful. And then slowly release, please. Plant the hands, press up to hands and knees. Come back, child's pose, knees wide, big toes together to touch. Good. Pressing into your fingertips, get a little lift through your elbows, through your armpits, so that you can really melt the back of the heart. Good. So again, it's that place between the shoulder blades that gets softer. So it's not always a hard squeeze that opens the back. Sometimes it's just the opening of the chest allows the back to relax. Good. Nice, you guys. And then come back up to hands and knees, please, and press back to downward facing dog. Good. Right leg comes up and back behind you, down dog split. Beautiful. Step that foot forward between the hands, lunge. Inhale the arms up to the sky, high lunge. Good. And then bring the hands to the heart center, please. Beautiful. Lean forward, taking your torso parallel to the floor. Kick your back thigh higher and then step up into warrior three. So you got to send your heart forward. Step that left thigh up parallel to the floor. Good. And pelvis goes straight up towards the ceiling. Nice. And again, those hands at heart center, pull your armpits back, pull your ribs in like you're trying to pull your whole torso up towards the ceiling. So you're actually elevating. Nice, nice, nice. And then bend that back knee, kick your heel in, please. Start to lift the heart forward and up, just like you did in Anjaneyasana. Finding that feeling of back bending, heart high, heart high, heart high. Pull from your belly. So it's like you're doing a dancer pose, but without reaching for your foot. Good, kick that thigh higher. Nice. And then bring the chest forward, place back to warrior three. Extend the leg back behind you. Reach your arms forward if you'd like alongside your ears. Nice, good, Lisa. Good, Stacy. Good, Marla. Good, Dana. And then release the hands to the floor, please. Standing split. Good. Bend your left knee, kick your heel in towards your butt. Stack your left hip on top of your right. So it's like you're in a bent kneed Ardha Chandrasana variation. Right hand stays on the floor. Left arm can come to the sky here if you'd like. So really opening the ribs into Ardha Chandrasana. Good. And then optional is to reach back to find the foot or the ankle. Come into the quad stretch. Good. Just make sure you are stacking your hips. You are turning your knee to the side. You're turning that inner thigh down towards the floor. Really good, Marla. Nice, Dana. Nice, Victoria. And then extend the leg all the way back out, please. Turn your toes back down to the floor. Release the hands. Come back to standing split. Beautiful. And then step back to a long lunge. Drop your back knee. Use a blanket there if you'd like. Anjaneyasana. Inhale both arms to the sky. Good. And then hands to heart center, please. Lift your heart higher. Again, finding that extension of your spine, and then prayer twist, left elbow to the outside of your right knee. Good. Pressing the knee into the elbow into the knee. Good. Hollow your belly back, hollow your ribs back away from that thigh, and rotate your sternum, center of your chest, up towards your thumbs. Good. Hips forward, Stacy, so you're not hanging back behind that front knee. Move forward, forward, forward. More. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going until I say stop. There you go. Good. Unwind the arms, please, everybody. Inhale the arms to the sky. Good. And then release the hands to the floor. Nice job. Lift that back knee. Step back, downward facing dog. Vinyasa, if you'd like. Child's pose, if you prefer. If you're doing the vinyasa, you're sliding forward to plank, lowering down to your belly, rising up either cobra or locust. You can stretch the arms back and do that same back bend that we just did, where you lift the legs and the arms. Beautiful, Lisa. And then find your way back to downward facing dog. Nice, Marla. Good, you guys. Left leg comes up and back, down dog split when you're ready, as you're ready. Good. And then step that foot forward between the hands. Inhale, both arms to the sky, high lunge. Good. Bring your hands to your heart center. So again, the idea here, you guys, is I want you really reaching through your spine, not through your arms. So as you press the hands down, it's an invitation to lift your chest. It's a request to lift your chest. Good. And then lean forward, parallel to the floor. Good. And as you lean forward, kick your back thigh higher, pull up through your low ribs and step up into warrior three. Again, not a lot of momentum. I want you to use the back leg. Good. Yeah, you got it. And then kick that thigh higher, pull your ribs up. So don't let your chest fall towards the floor. You want to be just parallel, no lower. And then start to bend that back knee, kick your heel in, toes point, knee points down towards the floor. Start to lift your chest up. Again, from your belly, from your ribs, start to lift the sternum forward and find that squeezing back of your armpits, of your shoulder blades. Nice, like dancer pose, but no hands. Good. And then lean forward again, back to warrior three. I know, hang on to it. Good. Stretch the arms forward, extend, pull through the leg, pull through the arms, and then hands reach down to the floor, please. Standing split. Good. Don't get discouraged if you're like, I couldn't stay on one leg for that long. Who cares? Hareem, stay in the place of your heart. You are already fulfilled. Bend that right knee, kick your heel in towards your butt. Stack your right hip on top of your left. Good. And then the option is to keep the left hand on the floor, take the right arm up to the sky. And I shouldn't say who cares, right? Because there's always a caring. There should be a caring in what we do, but don't let it disturb you. Good. Reach back for the foot or the ankle if you'd like. Make sure that you are turning that inner thigh down towards the floor. Really nice, Lynn. Good. Good, Diane, you got it. Beautiful. And then slowly release, extend that leg back behind you, turn the toes down, release the hands, come back to standing split. and then step all the way back to a nice long lunge. Drop the back knee. Anjaneyasana, inhale both arms to the sky. Use a blanket underneath the knee if you need. Good. So you get as tall as you can, and then hands to heart center. Again, as the hands come down, your chest lifts higher. And then prayer twist, right elbow to the outside of your left knee. Good. Long throat, Andy. So maybe drop your chin just a little bit more. Yeah, and then lift through the crown of your head, pull long. Nice. Hollow your belly back away from your thighs, you guys. So almost like you're leaning towards the upper right-hand corner of your mat. Good. Nice, Susan. Nice, Victoria. Good, Dana. Beautiful. Slowly release arms to the sky, please. Inhale. Yeah. And then release the hands down to the floor. Good. Lift the back knee. Step back, downward facing dog. Beautiful. And then look forward between the hands, please. Step or jump your feet to the top of your mat. Good. Separate the feet nice and wide. Toes turn out 45 degrees. Both feet. Bend your knees. Drop down. Squat. Good. Right hand touches down to the floor. Right elbow is inside your right knee. Take your left arm to the sky. Open twist. Good. And again, almost like you're leaning away from the twist. So Victoria, arm all the way up. Yep, there you go. And you're turning your chest to the left. Good. Release and switch. Take your left arm down inside your left knee. Take your right arm to the sky. Good. So you're using that arm to help open, to widen the knee, but you're also using that knee as a reference for how to widen your shoulder. So that left side of your chest gets open, open, open. Good. And then release that right hand down to the floor, please. Nice job. Drop down to your seat. Good. Stretch your legs out in front of you nice and wide. Good. Upavista Konasana, wide legs. Flex the feet. So you flex your feet, dig down through the heels and pull back so your knees pop up. So your legs are wide, but your knees are popping up off of the floor. Good. So drag back on the heels, knees up. So you're in like a bent-kneed little, I don't know, not a frog, but some sort of a bug. Good. Nice. So you're engaging the top of the thighs and the hips, and then walk yourself forward with your knees bent. So take the forward fold with the knees bent, but squeeze in. Don't let your knees fall in, Dana. Just make sure that they're still pulling wide. It's hard to see with the, sparkly lights, but looks like your knees might be falling in. Squeeze back on your heels. Good. Nice, you guys. Pop those knees up even higher so that your groins can release down. And as you walk forward, you have space to do it. Nice. And then still in that forward fold, start to stretch your legs out to straight. So start to press out through the heels, root the tops of the thighs down. Good. And then walk to your right. So you're turning your heart towards your right thigh. One arm can come on either side or one hand on either side of that leg. So you're really turning your belly. Keep your left sit bone, your left butt cheek down to the floor. And keep your feet awake. Good. A part of my mind was convinced I was going to do a lot of breath of fire with you today to get that concept of your belly being really active. But the point is to not do things just on the surface level, right? So breath of fire is great, and it does remind us to be really present for the navel and the fire that is there, how we digest our life. But more important, I think, is to be conscious of simply how much your energy is rooted in things that bring you a feeling of fulfillment, and how much your energy is dedicated, given to things that don't, that take you completely away from that feeling. Because this is what we're talking about, is it's not just you need to do more breath of fire in your life. Walk yourself back to center. That if we don't have an awareness of this is where my energy is rooted, or this is where my energy is going every day, walk to your left, please, over the left leg. Then we can do breath of fire all day long and nothing will change. Make sure you're turning from the deep place of your waist, of your belly. And keep that right hip pressing down to the floor, right sit bone down to the floor, right thigh down to the floor. Of course, there's all sorts of ways that we can, twist and turn in our mind and say that some of the things that we have to do, we feel like it doesn't immediately bring us to a place of bliss, but there's still things that we have to do. Can't get away from them. And also we can look at where there are those feelings of desire that are ignored because we think we have to put all of our energy into those responsibilities. That's the problem, right? Is that we ignore those deeper desires. It's not that there's no energy for them. It's just we simply don't include them. So the practice is to just start including them, even if you only have 2% to give to it. Give something. And then if you feel like you need more energy, sure, breath of fire gives you more energy. Gives you maybe the motivation to get up earlier or to change patterns or to change habits or do whatever it is you have to do. But we have to include those desires. We have to offer something. Walk yourself back up, please. Good. All the way back up to center. Nice job. Take the legs forward in front of you. Good. Right leg stays extended. Bend your left knee in towards your chest. Step that foot over your left thigh. And then left arm wraps around your knee. Right hand comes back behind you. Spinal twist. Good. So I like when you hook the arm around the knee because it gives you this feeling of hugging so that you can lift your belly up into the thigh and pull your thigh up into your belly. So it's really a thigh stretch as much as it is a spine stretch. Good. So your own wish fulfilling tree is the reminder that as part of the heart chakra that is that spiritual self in embodied form, is that you already have everything that you need to feel fulfilled, to be in bliss. You already have it. But you got to sync your mind up with it. And your mind is what's dictating how you use that personal energy. That's your fire center, your belly, the will, how I act. Come back to center, please. Good. Pull that right knee back in towards your chest. So step it back in line with the hip. Good. And then reaching for the baby toe edge of that foot with your left hand. So you're crossing. Good. Extend that leg straight forward in front of you. So straight leg in line with the hip. Turn your belly to the right and extend that right arm back behind you. Seated twist. So switch your hands, Andy. Right hand to your foot. There you go. Good. Chest open. Don't let the foot fall towards the midline. So Diane, switch. Switch your feet or switch your arms. Sorry. Yep. There you go. Good, you guys. And then come back to center. Somehow you all seem to be on different legs. I don't know how. Hug your knee in towards your chest. That's okay. We'll figure it out. Stretch the right leg straight out in front of you, please. Left knee bends. Place it over the right thigh. And then right arm wraps around. Left hand comes back behind you. Spinal twist. If this is the same twist that you just did, switch your legs. Good. Nice, you guys. So you're lifting your belly up, lengthening through the back of your spine, through the back of your sacrum. Awesome. Unwind, please. Take that foot back in line with your left hip. And then it's the same knee, in theory, should be the same knee that pulls up towards your chest. You're reaching right hand to left foot, so it should be opposite hand to foot. So again, if that's not the leg that you're on, that's fine. You're reaching across your body for the baby toe edge of the foot. Extend the leg straight forward from the hip, and then twist your belly to the left. Good. And again, don't let that lifted leg fall towards the midline. Don't let it cross the body. Keep it in line with the hip. So push the inner thigh a little wider. Good. It's a nice variation, Marla. Good. Chest up, you guys. Squeeze the arms towards the center of your back. Really good, Diane. Nice, Victoria. Nice, Dana. Good. And then come all the way back to center, please. Hug that knee in towards your chest. Beautiful. And then bottoms of the feet come together, please. Knees wide for Upavista Konasana. Inhale the arms to the sky. Good. Press down through the baby toes. Squeeze your knees up just a little bit. So again, you activate those inner thighs. Press your seat down. Bow forward. Arms stay alongside your ears. Extend, 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 extend. Good. And when you've gone as far as you can, again, the squeeze of the legs is helping to hold you. So extend far. Press your seat back. Groins back. Good. And then let the hands drop down to the floor, please. Round your back, pull back on the hands and round. Yep, drop the head, still squeezing the knees. Good. And then release the squeeze of the knees and melt through your heart. Let yourself drop. Good. Nice, Susan. Nice, Andy. Nice, Lisa. Good, everybody. It's one of my favorite things when we say things like let your heart melt or let yourself drop, and I can actually see it happen. What's funny is because you're living from the inside is you maybe don't see it happen. But we're looking for that feeling of how to reroute our energy away from that feeling of being restricted and harsh with ourselves. Softening. 90% of a yoga practice is acknowledging what's already true and softening. Walk yourself back up, please. Good. Find your way onto your backs. Good. Suggestion here is shoulder stand. If shoulder stand is not in your vocabulary today and you want to place a block underneath your seat in a supported bridge pose or even supported shoulder stand using the block, you're welcome to do that. Block underneath the sacrum with the legs up to the sky. If full shoulder stand is a possibility, root those arms alongside the side body. Good. Engage the navel. Good. Begin to lift the hips up off of the floor, using the hands at the lower back. And stretch the legs straight up. Good. Again, pressing down through the upper arms. So there's this feeling of from the back of your heart, you are pulling up. So it's not just the legs that pull up. It's from everything. From the back of your heart, you pull up towards the ceiling. Your navel draws in and up. Your low belly draws in and up. You send the inner thighs straight up towards the ceiling. Good. So you're pushing into the upper arms in order to extend the spine up to the ceiling. So you got to work against gravity like roots reaching. Beautiful. And then if you're pretty comfortable on your shoulder stand and you'd like to keep one leg stretching up to the sky, so say keep the right leg reaching up, take the left foot to the floor above the top of your head. Good. So straight leg, just splitting the legs. Good. And then bring that leg back up towards the sky and let the left foot come down. So don't do them at the same time. Let them come back up to center before you split them again. So again, there's control. And then breathing back up to both legs straight up. Good. Maybe letting the right leg, right toes come down again towards that almost half plow or half split. And then pulling back up to center. And maybe do the left leg. Good. Keep pressing through the upper arms. Come back up. If you want to do each leg one more time, go for that. If you feel like you're complete, be complete. Good. If you want to come into full plow, feel free to do that. Good. Nice, you guys. Even in full plow, keep extending the spine. So push the sit bones, push the inner thighs up towards the ceiling. Your legs stay really awake and there's no feeling of collapsing through your chest. Good. And then as you feel ready, start to bring yourself all the way down. So you can come back up through shoulder stand if you'd like, or you can simply begin to roll one vertebra at a time out from plow, drawing the knees in towards the chest as your hips reach the floor. Good. Pause for a moment and bring the feet flat. If you've been up on a block, come on down. And then either keeping the knees bent and the feet flat for fish or stretching the legs straight out in front of you, your choice. Good. You can also take the arms long with the palms facing down, shrug, bringing the hands underneath your sit bones if you would like, if your legs are extended, or bend the elbows into robot arms alongside your ribs. Start to find your way into fish, lifting through, again, from the back of your heart, pulling up, squeezing those armpit muscles, squeezing those shoulder blades to lift your chest. Top of the head drops to the floor, throat is open. Keep your seat rooted to the floor. Good, so the chest is open, hips are down. Beautiful. One more breath, so you're really breathing through the whole width of your chest. And then slowly release. Releasing the arms. Beautiful, pausing for a moment. Then if you'd like a final spinal twist before Shavasana, draw your knees in towards your chest. If you're happy just coming into Shavasana, set yourself up. If you're doing a spinal twist, scoot your hips over to the left, drop your knees to the right. Then find your knees coming back towards center, scoot your hips to the right, drop your knees to the left. And come back to center. And then find your way into your Shavasana. And of course, you're welcome to take Shavasana over a bolster. You're welcome to take Shavasana with your legs in Baddha Konasana if you choose. If you'd like to add in to your breath the sound treem for the heart. If you'd like to go back to that image of the tree right below the heart center. And the roots that grow through every corner of you. And what moves through those roots is the experience of bliss that you are unstruck. Nothing needs to be added. very gently bring the awareness back to your breath. Let your body begin to stretch, move, whatever ways serve it well. And as you're ready, draw your knees in towards your chest and roll to your right side. And take a moment before you begin to push the floor away. Come back to an upright seated position. Bring the hands together at the heart center, palm to palm, or whatever mudra has been serving you well. So the heart chakra, a wish-fulfilling tree, the Anandakanda. It's a reminder to us that when desire is intermixed with that spiritual awareness of what it really is that we're seeking, is that desire has the power to enlighten us. Desire has the power to bring us that feeling of fulfillment or to awaken that experience of bliss that's already part of us. But when it doesn't have that dimension and we think that we're chasing those desires in order to complete ourselves or to make that bliss happen, then we run ourselves in circles, right? So the practice that we have is to start to become aware of that feeling of being already unstruck. That the secret is not what do I have to add to my life, but what do I need to bring forth from myself that are my deepest desires that I can embody to fulfill because I already am fulfilled. And then I can enjoy whatever pleasures this embodiment has, whatever pleasures this life brings me. And I don't get confused, I don't get disturbed. So we go back to that space beneath the heart, it's between the heart and the belly that says, this is how I act in the world based on my deepest desires. This is what I'm willing to offer from myself, in myself, for those desires to be fulfilled, for me to feel that bliss that is mine already, that is me already. So do that this Valentine's Day so that you can enjoy your chocolate and enjoy your flowers and enjoy your loved ones, or just enjoy being with yourself. But pay attention to where those deepest desires lie and embody them. Make an offering. We'll close the sound of Om, deep breath in. Sliding the thumbs up to the space between the eyebrows. Namaste. Thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your day, great rest of your weekend. Till I see you again. Anyone who was here last